Welcome, everyone, to the show. As you can see, joining us today is urologist Dr. Spitz. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, Doc.
Thank you. Okay, you're here for this. You're here for many reasons, but hopefully you can help out with this first story because you all may have heard the jokes, but never thought it could really happen. Men breaking their penis.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it is medically possible, but did you ever think it could happen from someone pleasuring themselves? Well, a Reddit post recently gained a lot of attention for saying just that. The Redditor explained that he basically continued to pleasure himself out of boredom until suddenly he felt a physical rip and suddenly he saw broken blood vessels. Yeah. He said he then had to recover in a cast.
What?
I got to be honest with you. I mean, if he was self-pleasuring in a very weird way.
Yeah,
I would just say,
a jackhammer.
Well, I've been bored, but I've never been that bored.
So, I mean, realistically, in your professional opinion, is this just from simple, normal self-pleasuring?
Oh my God.
Well, no, I mean, it's come on.
Well, penis fractures are real, actually.
They are?
They are
Medical
real.
emergency.
A medical emergency, and it's the kind of thing that usually happens with a female superior sexual position where the guy doesn't quite have all the control of the situation, and there's a sudden wrong move, and then there's a pop, and then there's pain, and then there's swelling.
And there's no doubt that you did it.
Right. Now, and I have heard one guy said it happened when he rolled over in the middle of the night with an erection, and, you know, maybe...
Theoretically, everything would have to work out just so.
I think that, you know, he probably did hurt himself. I don't know if he had a true fracture, but nonetheless, it's important to know that fractures can happen. And the thing that's really important about that is that it's very embarrassing. And some guys won't come in because they're so embarrassed. And the thing about a penis fracture is, what it is, it's a rupture of the lining of the chamber that fills with blood. There's not really a bone in there. What breaks is really what bursts. It's kind of like a blown out a tire, if you will. And if you don't get that fixed, promptly, you could end up with a deformity, it can scar bad, or impotence, lifelong impotence. But if you get it fixed right away, and I fixed actually several of these, the outcomes can be very good. You can pretty much have back to normal erections.
Question for you, are you more likely to fracture your penis if it's fully erect or, you know, slightly...
Half-mast.
Because I was reading more about this story, and you know, the guys they're sitting there talking about how
he was like
going and going on his like fourth attempt, and things were he just decided to keep on going and going. I'm like, I don't know if I buy this whole story, but theoretically,
I think it's really when the penis is fully erect and there's so much pressure that builds up inside the penis during an erection because its arteries are pumping blood in and the veins are not letting it out, and then those pelvic muscles are squeezing, giving that little extra bit of pressure. And so if you bend it just right, it's a very high amount of sudden pressure that can cause it.
But that's why, for instance, if you are having sex with a woman in the superior position and it's, you know,
G falls.
Right, it's the wrong, it's sort of at the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah.
I just want to, I think it's important because you don't want every guy out there sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, if I self-pleasure, I'm going to give myself a penile fracture. I still don't know that I buy
what this gentleman experienced is probably more of a rupture of some blood vessels under the skin, because he talked about a ring.
Look, if you worry that you have a penile fracture, go to the emergency department because it can be a surgical emergency.
Yeah, well, I've had guys come in a couple of weeks later, several weeks later, because of embarrassment.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're trying to protect their partners, too, because there's nothing more precious than the look on the girlfriend's face in the emergency room. I didn't know I could do that.